Here's your dinner, Fluffy. What's all that noise? Mom, what happened? Everyone in this neighborhood has electricity in their homes except for Mrs. Paisley. She had another power outage, and now she's creating a ruckus with the electrician. The usual. I've checked the electrical panels. The malfunctions have been happening because of the meter. You'll have to replace it. What? My meter was absolutely fine. It was brand new. I bought it 10 years ago. It was you, wasn't it? What? You came here to fix it and you ruined it, so you can get money out of me. Look, lady, it's really not like that. The meter is defective. It's not damaged. I don't trust you people. You all are scammers. Mrs. Paisley. She was an old, cranky woman who had no control on her manners. Everyone on the block was fed up of her, and everyone tried to stay away from her. Unfortunate for those who happened to get in her way, had to go through hell. Like just the other day when Mrs. Paisley started creating a scene with a group of kids. Excuse me, Miss Paisley. Can we have our ball back? You little brats, trespassing into my property. How dare you? What are you doing? You ruined our ball. Dad! Excuse me, Mrs. Paisley, but this was absolutely unnecessary. You didn't need to behave like that. You don't need to be telling me how to behave. You people have contaminated this neighborhood. Get out of here. Excuse me? Get out of here. You spit on me. The family called the cops and, lo and behold, Mrs. Paisley became the kind old woman everyone only wished she was. We've received complaints that you've been spitting on people. Spit on people? My lord, why would I do such a thing? I didn't do anything. He was threatening me, trespassing on my property. He doesn't even belong here. You officers better do a background check on people like him. What? My kid's ball got into her driveway. She punctured it and then spit on us. Liars. They're all liars. Is this why you all crossed the border and come here? To spread hate in our country? Mrs. Paisley was a pain. A pain not only for her neighbors, but even for the police, who had to show up on her porch every now and then. Grandma, stop. Put your cane down. You're embarrassing yourself in front of the neighbors. This good-for-nothing tech guy is trying to scam me. Grandma, let me talk to him. Sorry about that. And that's Kevin, Mrs. Paisley's only family, her grandson. And he's not that bad. He's actually kind of cute. Kevin and Annalise were about the same age. And now and then, they passed a smile or a wave at each other. But she got, Kevin was wholly embarrassed of his grandmother. Annalise, the cat is in the pantry again. Coming, Mom. Annalise got Fluffy 3 years ago outside of a grocery store. The owner's cat had 8 kittens, and Annalise just had to adopt one. And ever since, she and Fluffy have been very close. The cat followed her around everywhere. But Annalise did have a hard time training her. Annalise, you have got to teach that cat to stay out of the pantry, the fridge, and the kitchen. It's like it never stops eating. Yeah, Mom, I'm working on it. Come on, Fluffy. Look what I got for you. Ice cream. Look at the size of that cat. You're spoiling it more. And you know what? Your dad's going to the hardware store. Why don't you make a cat house and shift her outside? Fine. Don't mind Mom, Fluffy. You're welcome inside the house whenever you like. As much as Annalise wanted to keep Fluffy inside, it was true. The cat was scratching up the furniture and eating out of the pantry all the time. So the next day, Annalise and her dad went out to the hardware store, and she got all the supplies she needed to make Fluffy a comfy little home. Your own little space, Fluffy. Now you can have all the privacy you want. But that was the start of another trouble. Shoo! Shoo from here, you filthy snake! Hearing Miss Paisley shout, Annalise peered out the window to see her trying to strike Fluffy with her cane. Stop! What are you doing? My dear, what are you doing? Put that snake down. Snakes are venomous. Snake? It's not a snake, it's a cat. These people, they've made this town infested with beasts. She's not a beast, she was just playing. Oh, she was playing. If I see your snake anywhere near my begonias again, I'm going to call animal service. Alright, she won't bother you again. Yeah, she better not. Grandma wasn't such a big deal. Oh, so you're taking her side. She's bewitched you also. You stay away from my grandson. You don't know these girls, Kevin. They're into witchcraft. Mrs. Paisley was so embarrassing. Annalise simply got out of there and brought Fluffy inside. Fluffy, you can't go there, okay? We have to stay out of trouble. Where did that cat go? Fluffy? Mom, did you see Fluffy? She's in the cat house. Rushing out to the backyard, Annalise called out, Fluffy! But the cat house was empty. Fluffy's collar. What is it doing here? Fluffy? That's when Annalise noticed something hanging on their fence by Miss Paisley's garden. Oh no. No. Fluffy! The cat was dead, in a horrible condition. As Annalise held her mouth, she suddenly saw Mrs. Paisley come out on her porch. Oh, look what happened. Well deserved, every bit of it. What? You did this to my cat? Seeing Mrs. Paisley smirk, Annalise was furious. You won't get away with it. You're sick. Oh, is that so, sweetheart? What are you going to do? Call animal service? Like I haven't called 10,000 times already. Hearing the voices, Mrs. Collins stepped out, shocked by what she saw. Annalise, what happened? Oh dear. Mom. That night, Annalise and her mother buried the cat in the backyard. But Annalise couldn't forget what she saw. She couldn't forget what Mrs. Paisley had told her. How can she do that? She is so evil. The next few days went by, and Annalise only got more and more enraged every time she thought about how Miss Paisley just got away with it. She was aggravated. She couldn't eat, she couldn't sleep, she couldn't focus. No, I can't let Mrs. Paisley get away with it. No, you deserve it. I'll do to you what you did to my Fluffy. That night, Annalise planned to take Mrs. Paisley's life. Every evening around 6, Kevin would always go out to hang out at his friend's place. And Mrs. Paisley would take her afternoon nap. Annalise would sneak in through the backyard, turn off the power from the garage, and then break into her house and show Mrs. Paisley once and for all. That hurts. Later that night, hearing the police sirens, Annalise rushed downstairs. Her parents were out on the patio. Mom, Dad, what happened? Mrs. Paisley was found dead. They're arresting Kevin. He was such a good boy. I could never imagine. Why would he do such a thing? What? They're taking Kevin? Annalise hurried out to see Kevin yell as they handcuffed him. I didn't do it. I didn't take her life. He's right. He didn't do anything. He's innocent. I did it. I took Mrs. Paisley's life. But Annalise didn't know what to do as the police pushed Kevin in the car and drove off. Did I really do it? Well, Kevin didn't do it. It was me. But where's the knife? I can't remember anything. I probably discarded it. Annalise felt awfully guilty. Kevin was paying the price for her deed. For the next few days, she kept trying to remember what happened that night, where she had put the knife, but she couldn't remember anything. But at the same time, she couldn't take the guilt either. What do I do? Why can't I remember where I put the murder weapon? What if the police find it? They'll put it on Kevin. I can't let him go to jail. I have to confess, even if I don't have the evidence. But it was on the fourth evening. She saw Kevin return home. Kevin, they let you go? Yeah, I had an alibi. I was at my friend's place. He came and testified, so they let me go. I'm innocent. That's a relief. With Kevin back home, and with Mrs. Paisley gone for good, things were much better. Annalise and Kevin became good friends, and they hung out now and then at his place. But as the days went by, Annalise still felt horrible. She knew she had to confess her crime. So one day, she just decided to do it. No matter what Kevin might think of her, she needed to get this off her chest. Kevin, you're a very good friend of mine, but I have something to confess to you. What is it? Everything that you had to go through with the police, it was because of me. I took your grandma's life. What? You did it? Yes. Your grandma, she was a crazy lady. She took my cat's life and she mocked me about it, and I couldn't take it. I wanted revenge. So I took my mom's kitchen knife and stabbed her to death. No, that can't be. That's not how she died. What? Then how did she die? She was electrocuted. What? And all this time, I've been imagining I did it? Yeah, some bizarre imagination you have. So all this time, it wasn't me. Annalise was rather relieved after her confession. It wasn't her after all. She turned to look at Fluffy's picture on her dressing table. I miss you, Fluffy. I couldn't avenge you, but fate had its way of working out. As she went to place it back, the photo dropped from her hand and slipped under the table. Shoot. Where is it? As she searched under the dressing table, her hand suddenly fell on something. What is this? The knife? So it fell here. I thought I got rid of it after. Annalise suddenly remembered what happened that night. She had secretly stolen the knife from the kitchen and was about to leave when her mom stopped her. Annalise, where are you going at this time? Nowhere, Mom. Nowhere, Mom. I can't leave out the back door. I have to find some other way. So Annalise snuck out her window and went to Mrs. Paisley's garage. But when she turned off the power, she suddenly got a shock and let go of the lever. Ouch! But the noise woke up Mrs. Paisley. As Annalise hid, Mrs. Paisley made her way into the garage to fix the electricity. And when she went to turn the lever, she got electrocuted. Horrified by what happened, Annalise ran out and quickly got back home. But it was while she was climbing in through the window. She slipped and fell, and the knife slid under the table. Annalise hit her head hard, causing a concussion. And when she woke up, unbeknownst to her, she was suffering from short-term amnesia. That's why she couldn't remember anything that happened. But now, it was all coming back to her. So it was because of me. I really did kill her.
Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.